Well, I think do I have the ability to go live on Facebook anymore? I might have lost that, so yeah, Facebook absolutely is not working. So I can't go I can't go live on Facebook anymore apparently. So that's sweet. I'm watching a pretty funny series that Jim actually recommended. Jim from Florida recommended. It's called Becoming a God in Central Florida. It's about MLMs and stuff. It's pretty good actually. I'm gonna try to go live again on Facebook, see if it works. I don't know.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised.
I've never seen it, but it's pretty good. Obviously, it's a comedy, right? It's not exactly a documentary, but it's pretty good.
Anyway, listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt we've been thinking for ourselves.
What have you guys been doing? Happy Easter, everybody.
This is bigger than ourselves. We won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
That's the way most people are, like Amway and stuff. A garage full of shit they couldn't sell. They needed the points, though. It's so prevalent, there's a name for it called garage qualified or garage certified. It would appear that I can't go live on Facebook.
And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Which is weird because they it says I have no restrictions. Give me just a second, guys, while the music plays. I'm going to see if I can fix Facebook because there's some people that only watch there. So I need to maybe disconnect it and reconnect it. Give me a second.
But I can
Let's listen to the music. I'll be there in a minute.
see this particular show. You don't have the fork and balls to call out the people.
It should be working, but it's not.
By name and tell them exactly who they.
It says I have no restrictions, so.
You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
You can't go live on Facebook yet. Your channel doesn't meet the criteria. Okay, why is that? They restored my content. So there was a show a while back where they claimed I showed nudity, but there wasn't any nudity by any standard. And then it said that they restored my content, but now it's saying that I can't go live.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make you.
Share that out and just tell everybody I can't go live from there. Fix this.
What's next?
Oh, well. Yeah, I missed the nudity. I wish there would have been. It would have spiced it up a little bit, huh?
If he did, he get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
We'll be there in just a second. I just wanted to come hang out with you guys. I was going to go live a little bit earlier. Then Mariah thought she smelled smoke, and then I started to panic for a little bit. But I thought I was going to have to run home for a while, but then she worked it out, so it seems like we're all right here. Doesn't seem like anything's on fire yet, but I make no promises. I make no promises that it's not going to burn down. All right, here we go. That stops the music. Let's play the intro.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
There you go, boys. Welcome. Oh, that's the show still playing. welcome, everybody. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. Happy Easter, guys. Happy Easter. Hope you guys had a good Easter. I just want to come and hang out with you guys tonight. I know a lot of people do Easter things. I didn't want to do like a big show and then, you know, people can't make it or family or whatever. So I hope you guys had a good Easter. Somebody asked about Burt Lynch. Burt Lynch literally hasn't done anything. He shared we are experiencing technical difficulties from SNTV. He shares something about the number. What is this? Hold on. Let's actually see what this is. It says, number one bridge in the movie, Leave the World Behind, Netflix movie. Number two, a random cargo shit loses power in the movie. Number three, bridge was hit in Baltimore, was named after Francis Scott Key. 4, he wrote the song Star Spangled Banner. Call me crazy, call it a coincidence, but wow, a lot here to chew and digest. Also, the movie Leave the World Behind was filmed on 12/8. The time the bridge is logged to go down is 1/28. Oh, shut up. These are so dumb. If you're looking for a conspiracy theory, you can make it out of anything. Like, Leave the World Behind. Hold on. Bridge in the movie. Leave the World Behind. What is the movie Leave the World Behind? Oh, the Obama film. It does not show Baltimore's Key Bridge. That was like the first result that came out. It says Obama produced film Leave the World Behind did not show Baltimore's Key Bridge. On March 27th, the Facebook post link shows a person viewing the wreckage of a collapsed bridge through a window. For those of you that don't know, the Francis Scott Key Bridge is the same bridge that was shown in Netflix movie Leave the World Behind. The post caption reads, the production company is owned by the Obamas. Open your eyes, people. The post was shared more than 2,000 times. The image in the post is not from the 2023 Netflix film produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. It's a digitally manipulated March 26 photo of the wreckage of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. The bridge is not shown in the movie. The image in the post includes an edited photo of the wreckage of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which collapsed in the Patapsco, Patapsco. I don't know how to say that. After being struck by a cargo ship March 26, original photo was shared to Facebook page for the Harford County Volunteer Fire and Emergency Medical Services, and associate circulated by news agencies such as the Washington Post. I want to see the edited photo. Oh, hold on. What did they edit into it? Sorry, I'm looking now. Apparently, they showed an edited photo of the bridge versus an actual photo of the bridge. I'll go to the archive link because they might have deleted it already. Oh, okay. Okay, this doesn't look real, guys. Is this what we're going with? I don't want to see that. Just show me. How do I? Isn't there something I can do to click the? How am I supposed to do the thing where you can just see the photo? See why? See post. Okay. You guys are selling this as the movie. This was what was in the movie, you claim? Look at that. That doesn't even look real. This is what y'all are claiming? It was shared. The post was shared over 2,000 times at the time of posting. Let's see. Now it's got 2,000 shares on this one as well. The image of the post reports show the collapsed bridge out a window, but it is clear. But it has clear indications of digital manipulation, including spots where the outside image overlays the window frame. Yeah, it's here in certain areas. It's over the window frame. And where the frame has a jagged white space around it from sloppy image manipulation. Yeah, it doesn't even look right on this side. Over here, it's over the... Right here, it's over the bottom of the window. The supposed freeze frame is not from the 2023 apocalyptic thriller Leave the World Behind, which was executive produced by former president and his wife, backed by their Higher Ground production company. I haven't seen this movie. Has anybody actually seen it without just being like, it's bad because I hate Obama? Has anybody actually seen it? A USA Today review of the film, I'm going to have to watch it, found no scenes that show the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. There are also no scenes that show a ship striking a bridge. The movie follows two New York City families as they navigate a mysterious blackout, according to Netflix. Has debunked an array of false claims, including the collapse of the Baltimore Bridge, including claims footage shows dynamite detonating during the collapse, that a cyber attack caused a ship to crash into the bridge. The U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, said the collapsed bridge was racist. They don't even try anymore, do they? It's not going to win any awards, but it was okay. I would honestly like to see it. I need to watch it, just if nothing else for the show, so I can tell people when they come in and say something crazy about like, well, he's predicting Agenda 2030 or something. So I can at least have some grounding in it. But anyways, so he shares something. Bert shares something about it, saying the bridge in the movie Leave the World Behind, the Netflix movie, is the Key Bridge. A random cargo shit loses power in the movie. That's not true. Everything loses power in the movie from what I've heard. The bridge was hit in Baltimore, was named after Francis Scott Key. I don't know what that has to do with anything. He wrote the Star Spangled Banner. I don't know what that has to do with anything, especially since it isn't in the movie. What's it matter who it's named after or what they did? It's not the same bridge. Call me crazy, call it a coincidence, but wow, there's a lot to chew and digest. Also, the movie Leave the World Behind was filmed on 12/8. The time the bridge is logged at going down is 1:28. Wow, I don't even think they're even trying anymore. Just after midnight is when the bridge collapsed, by the way, not 1:28. It doesn't look like. Everybody else is saying just after midnight, just after midnight. I wouldn't think that 1:28 would be just after midnight. Maybe, I guess. I probably need to get a more definitive time from there. Wow. Wow. I wanted to see the so where's their real photo? According to Netflix, higher ground, leave the world behind, higher ground. Okay, it collapsed into the Patapsca Co. I don't know how they would say that in Baltimore. Anybody got a Baltimore accent? They could call in and tell me how to say that river. Salvage operation to begin. Baltimore Bridge tragedy. Pilots' efforts failed to avert disaster. Updates. That's sad, to be honest with you. That's still from 3 days ago, though. That's not a very updated video. The original photo was this one, and it was from a volunteer fireman. Ooh, maybe. That might actually not be it. Sorry. Not the photo that edited in. I might have clicked a bad link there. Facebook page and Reuters. Oh, here's the original photo. I guess a few original photos of the collapse. They just edited it out the window. It doesn't even look good. Like, that's a very, very poor edit. Wow. They aren't even trying anymore to make conspiracies. They're just rolling with it. Anyways, back to Bertrude. Bert then posts this. It says, amazing craft ideas, a brilliant way to use cinder blocks in your yard. Now, a lot of people will be like, wow, look, there's a fire pit, barbecue. You could probably cook on that. Technically, you could. Those blocks aren't going to be great insulators, but, I mean, it'd be kind of like cooking over an open fire. But Bert's looking at this because he's homeless, right? He needs to hook up. He needs to be able to stay warm on those cold, cold Las Vegas nights. Share if you believe he is risen. If anyone gets a message from me about canned meat, don't open it. It's spam. Dad jokes for the win, I guess. So Bert's just sharing random shit. Did you guys see where he got in a wreck? He says, well, that didn't go so good. Side swap tonight on the way to my gig. It could have been much worse, so I guess I'll have to consider myself lucky. So someone hit his mirror, and it exploded. Yeah, there's way too much air for the fire there. Let's look at all these comments. One of them's pretty funny. Not lucky. You're blessed. It could have been much worse. I had this happen in my Duramax one time on the way to a job. I'm glad you're okay. That's terrible. Oh, my goodness. Could have been so much worse. Glad you're okay. Glad you're okay. Wait, a gig? Fuck yeah, bro. Why? Way awesome. Thumbs up. Sparkles. Heart. American flag. And then he's like, I'm a stagehand. It's the same job. It's the same job. I move shit on the stage. Stop cheering for me. It's not a real job. Oh, Bertrude doing his thing. Bert's a winner. I also found this video. If you didn't see the show yesterday, we talked a lot about the bridge towards the end of it. Well, basically like the last 2/3 of it. And how ships work and we were talking about there were people that bringing up like the wake and different things about it. Well, I went back. I was finally able to find a video. The audio don't really matter. This guy's like explaining what happened, but clearly the bridge or the ship is moving because this is a longer format of the video. So the ship starts all the way over here and it's going to hit this pylon. So clearly the ship's moving, whether it is moving or not. The thing's as big as an aircraft carrier, I guess. Sage messaged me. So Sage was in the Coast Guard. And here's some things he said. The wake cargo ships can have a draft of 20 to 40 feet, where a small ship can displace water surface at 2 to 4 feet. 8 knots might have a 1 foot wake behind it. And ships don't want to make large wakes in channels. They try to avoid that. A dolly is roughly the size of a Nimitz class U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. I think a lot of people forget the scale. It's huge. Jesus Christ, it's huge. Anyways, this video shows it all the way from over here, and it shows it losing power originally. So it's the same size as an aircraft carrier, but oh my God. It's probably even heavier. It's probably even heavier than that with all the cargo shit on it. But you can see it losing power, so clearly it's coming from all the way over here. I think that kind of removes the questions. So it doesn't matter if it has a wake or not because it's moving, clearly. And it's hard to tell. I guess in my mind, like the same way that number 2 said, it would seem like it would be easy to see the wake it left behind because there's these reflections on the water surface, right? So you think you would see some type of disturbance, but I think it's just so far out there, and we're not taking into context the size of it, maybe. So there you go. You can see it all the way over here. This is, I guess, it's a live stream they have up. It's called Stream Time Live, Baltimore, Maryland. This is on 3/26 at 1:25 in the morning. Oh, it was 1:25 Eastern time. Okay. So you can see it from all the way over here. We actually see it lose power, regain power, and lose power again. There's power back on. You see all the lights come back on. And that's when they probably try to start making evasive maneuvers, but it doesn't help any. So there you go. It's still slow rolling it there. The thing looks like it's barely moving. But I guess, again, that's size. If you see something gigantic and it's moving pretty good, it looks like it's barely moving. If you see something small and it's barely moving, it looks like it's doing 100 miles an hour. And it makes quite the turn because we end up seeing it almost hitting it head on. So when we first see it over here on the far left-hand side, it's like broadside. But by the time it hits it, it's almost facing head on. So it made a pretty drastic turn there. Kind of hits it at an angle with the front of the ship. I don't know. All I know is last night I lost my Facebook. They took my Facebook away from me. I appealed it and got it back. But it didn't have anything to do with my channel on Facebook, my show page on Facebook. The show page got a message that says, hey, we think you shared nudity. And I said, I didn't share nudity. And they said, okay, we reviewed it. You didn't share nudity on your show page. And they said, we restored your video. And the video's up right now. But now I can't go live on Facebook. I don't know why. Yeah, it turns quite a bit. Anyways, the only reason I want to show this because it's the longer form of that video. I only had the short part of it that we were watching last night. But if this video starts all the way over here, that's a long ways. You can still see traffic. That's a tractor and trailer going across the bridge right there. So this is clearly before the bridge was shut down. Thank God that guy got off the bridge. Look at that. Man, he is tempting fate in that road tractor. Look at that. And it's just getting ready to hit, dude. The lights went out again. They lost power again. How long does that guy... I would like to find this guy. How long is he off the bridge until it hits? He just got off the part of the bridge that collapses. And... oh my God, that's not... is that more cars? Maybe it's not that close to hitting yet. Even though it looks like it's about... it's fixing to hit this. So there goes 2 more cars across the bridge. This is where the construction workers were. I see flashing construction lights. So there's 2 more cars going across. Some of these people have to be super close. I figured it would already hit by now. It looks so close to it. It's the deceptive angle. All right, so those 2 go across. That's terrifying to me. Could you imagine going across a bridge and it just disappears underneath you? Like you're just driving across the bridge and it just falls out. That's it. You're done. That's insane. I have enough time. Like I said last night, I stay terrified of culverts and bridges and ditches and creeks. When we were overseas, they used to like to pack them full of explosives and do crazy shit with that, try to blow us the fuck up. But yeah, it was... there it goes. So the tractor and trailer was a lot safer than I thought, but those 2 cars barely made it across. Jesus. Anyways, that's that guy's take on it. I found that longer format of the video. I've been looking deeper into, and I've had people helping me. I've been looking deeper into Andy. You guys know Andy, Osick, Andrea. Andy was, Phil's right hand. Andy was Phil's team player. So that was basically, he had Todd and Andy. A-N-D-I, Andy. When Nick got started making the Phil film or whatever, after he decided that he was done defending Phil because Phil cost him some money, when that happened, Andy was part of his research team. Andy's called me before and talked to me before about Phil and about whatever. And we were just, because she called out Phil, because she left Phil, I mean, she hasn't even really called him out. She says she can't because she's got lawyers and they won't let her talk about it. She can't even really call out Phil. She doesn't even really say anything about Phil. Instead, she separated herself from Phil. But at other times, she was defending Phil and his intel and everything about his intel and how he's got inside sources in this. And we were asked when she left Phil, we were basically asked just to 100% just leave her alone, trust her. She's a good person now. It's over. But she owes all of her wealth, 90% of her downline. She owes it all to Phil, right? While she still makes money, thanks to Phil. And she'll say, but I left a 6-figure job. No one cares. We've seen you, and not only you, but your husband as well. In the 7K ranks. And she still actively promotes 7K. Actually, to the point to where in these groups she's been invited in, no one's allowed to even say anything negative about 7K. So they're all mad right now because Phil joined my Facebook or my Telegram page. I think it's funny, and also he acts a lot different there than he acts other places. That's all I'll say. He gives more information than he does in other places. So maybe instead of bitching about it, you should look at what he's saying and use that for whatever reason you might have. But in the groups that Andy's in, you're not even allowed to say anything disparaging about 7K. You're not allowed to say, oh, that's overpriced. Oh, that's a scam. Oh, that's this. Now, Andy will defend to the death the price of bullion, 7K bullion, but no one has an issue with bullion. Not a single person has an issue with bullion, right? That's like, buying metal at spot price. So if the spot price for bullion is whatever, it is 28, 25 for silver. Let's say it's $25. That's what you pay for it. You might pay 30 or whatever. No one has an issue with bullion. But you don't make any points in 7. So if you're doing this as a business, right, you're a 7K and you're selling it, you don't make any points on bullion. The only way you make points is by signing people up and getting them to buy the collector coins, the ones that are vastly overvalued. The numismatic coins, whatever you want to call them. So no one is allowed to talk about 7K. No one is allowed to talk. No one is allowed to ask her any questions. She hides in private groups and claims that she drops all this secret information. Oliver's mom was defending her, which is a big turnoff. There's her own husband, who also got to at least executive. We're still going through some more of the records. But he got to at least executive. And she made all this money off Phil. And from what I understand, is she had a falling out with Todd. And it seems like there was this other guy. Okay, let me try to explain the story. There was this guy named Nate who had issues with Todd. Now, Nate and Andy became very close in whatever capacity you want to put to that. I'm still investigating. But they became rather close, okay? And it seemed like it seemed like, I'm still doing the research, it seemed like Nate liked to bitch about Todd and Phil to Andy. And through that, eventually Andy kind of gets him wound up to the point where he lashes out at Todd. Now, he lashes out at Todd. You know me, I'm all for the truth. But this guy lashes out at Todd, and Andy then kind of jumps on with him and starts texting Todd, blah, blah, blah. So Phil apparently asked for what happened, and he wanted the text exchanges and the logs and the data or whatever, right, to see everything. Now, there are some rumors flying around about Nate and Andy. That's up for you to decide. But before, let's talk about before she left 7K. Or before she left Phil. Before she left Phil, she was posting shit like this. It's pretty selfish of anyone to complain about what Phil does or does not say here. His intel doesn't come from a fire hose, and the majority of what he cannot be shared. Why do you assume he is making choices about what to share? If it's something we can and should know, he will tell us. Have you stopped to think for a moment that his lives about 7K might actually be intel? So, of course, this I think, okay, listen, this is my personal opinion. I've told you what I think about Oliver's mom, how she kind of comes in, makes herself helpful, tries to get people to like her, tries to garner as much power as she can, consolidates that power. I feel like Andy might be the same type of person, and maybe that's why they met up. They're the same people. So Andy comes in, approaches Phil, says, look, I can make websites, and I can do marketing, and I can do this, and I can do that. And Phil says, okay, let's do it, right? Then once she gets a power, it's almost like a wedge in the group. It's just weird. Anyways. He said, of course, this is with her money. She's selling 7K. And people don't want to watch 7K live streams. So what does Andy say? Have you stopped to think for a moment that his lives about 7K might actually be intel? Have you stopped to think for a moment that his lives about 7K might actually be intel? No. They're not. That was simple. Truth is, they are. So Andy was telling people that the 7K sales pitch lives were intel, and that's why you need to watch them. Do you think that which one is a more true statement? Right? Which one is more likely to be a true statement? More likely to be a true statement. That Phil is hiding tidbits of intel in his 7K presentations, or that Andy wants you to watch the 7K presentations because she wants you to sign up and she gets to make money off of it? Which one? Truth is, they are, and many of his followers are too annoyed and put out to realize that. Did you know that the founders of 7K went elk hunting with Trump Jr. last month? At least that was the story. I roll them out. Lots going on, and Phil is sharing plenty. You just keep turning your head because it isn't wrapped up in the package you want it to be in. I just don't think that she can cry victim now. And I think it goes above and beyond. So she co-signed everything Phil did until the day she had an issue with Todd, right? Best friends, in the wedding, defending, intel, blah, blah. She has a falling out with Phil. And then she, even though she has her entire income to thank Phil for, right? It all comes from Phil. Then she immediately flips the other side and she's like, Phil did this, Phil did that. Phil's trying to blame me for this. You don't know how bad it was. I never believed him. Or I don't believe him anymore, whatever the fuck she says. Isn't that weird? Imagine if I was working a regular job and somebody, let's say Tim, somebody named Tim comes and gets me, and I'm like, hey, Tim, you look like you're going to make a lot of money. Can I work with you? And they're like, hell yeah, and they make me a millionaire. And then I get in an argument with Tim's friend, and I'm like, fine, I'm never being friends with you again, Tim. And immediately I run to somebody else, and I'm like, here's what Tim does. He yells at his wife. He does this. He does that. Like, she was through and through 100% Team Phil until the day she's not. You know, she's also really good friends with SG Anon. She knew him before he was SG Anon, she claims. He's in her downline on 7K, and he advertises her downline on his streams. SG Anon, the other world-renowned grifter. Remember when he told us that he was going to join the military because they were going to use an experimental procedure on him free of charge so he could get into boot camp. The military was going to pay for it. She says that she heard his voice, knew it was him, so she sent him a message and said, hey, I know who you are. I won't tell nobody. Then she talked him into coming out and admitting who he was when he was being viciously attacked. His family was being viciously attacked. I wonder who she's claiming viciously attacked his family. Because I exposed who he was. Because he's an idiot and didn't hide his footsteps very much online or very well online. I exposed who he was. I found pictures of him. I showed you who he was. I showed you what state and county he lived in. I didn't show you his street address. So who was viciously attacking him? We didn't viciously attack him. We just put out he's not who he claims he is. He's some fucking retard up in Kentucky who has fantasies about almost joining the military. I don't know. I just don't think she gets a pass. Like, I want to go through some more of this stuff that people have sent me, emails, and so somebody did send me an email here. Hold on, let me see this. I don't trust. I don't know if I just read an email. I don't know if you're asking me to trust Mike. I don't trust Mike Gill at all. Somebody sent me an email. Let me see if I can find it. I got too many emails. You had to give me a minute. This was apparently someone that knew Andy from the jump, even before 7K. Okay, here you go. This person asked that their name not be revealed. It says, this was, I guess, one of Phil's followers that knew Andy before Andy kind of come out for 7K. But anyways, it says, it's someone else's statement. Here you go. The woman you know as Andy Osek, who plays victim to Phil Godlewski and other influencers, is not who you think she is. In fact, she is not a victim at all. She is a manipulative instigator who has brought all of her lies upon herself. She comes across in the beginning as sweet and caring person, wanting to help out, just like I said that Oliver's mom was. Sweet and caring person. In reality, she only wants what she can get from you. She craves the attention, adoration of everyone, doing anything she can to stay in the spotlight, even if that means stabbing you in the back to get there. Her biggest downfall is her inability to control her drinking and insecurity in herself. When you meet her, she'll immediately tell how wonderful and intelligent she is. She brags on her accomplishment and name drops to show her importance. At that point, she would do anything in her power to be number one in your life. It's almost like love bombing but it's more. So if you don't know what love bombing is, that's when someone like shows you all kinds of love to get you to like let your guard down. It's kind of like that, but it's almost like accolades bombing. So I've seen text in between her and people. I saw one text where she got mad about someone calling her buddy. And then the person was like, they call everybody buddy. And she's like, but you don't understand. When they do it, I know they call everybody buddy, but specifically when they do it to me, it's because I'm a strong, powerful woman and they're trying to disarm me and put me down. And the person's like, they literally call everybody buddy. And she like flips out as if she's being targeted by being called buddy. It was very weird. It says, she would be anything in her power to be number one in your life so you believe she's going to help you. She will build herself up and earn your trust so she can have a voice. This has been shown time and time again. When she started with 7K medals, she made it a point to get to know everyone at corporate. Daily phone calls to them started on day one. She would call and tell them anything and everything to build their trust in her. She wanted to make sure she was known as a leader. That is a smart business move, right? Until it isn't. As time went on, she used these relationships to cause problems with corporate and other members of her team. Her business calls became her running to them with any information she had that could potentially hurt others around her and lift her up. At this point, they trusted her. They believed in her. They started binders of information she was feeding to them. What they didn't realize is that the information is coming from a woman scorned and hell-bent on revenge. Corporate events turned into drunken nights with Andi telling anyone who would listen about how bad she was treated by everyone. Business events became drama-filled as the sun went down and the wine began to flow, crying to people for sympathy. It was ugly, it was embarrassing, and it was childish. Now, this is someone, I don't know this part. This person knows Andi. I can understand if someone specifically singled out a woman and was like, ain't that right, buddy, pal, princess, right? I can understand that. But if someone's calling everybody in their life, male, female, unknown, buddy, and it's just like, I always say like bro or some shit, like you're going to say that that's a tactic used to disarm you and get out of here. What starts out as a friendly phone call turns into an alcoholic-fueled rambling, at which point her true colors start to come out. You can always tell when she hits her limit and the conversation takes a turn when she says, at the end of the day, at that point, the conversation goes downhill and you lose all concept of the conversation due to the inability to complete a thought, much less a sentence. You see, this is relevant to the key of her persona. And when she thinks she has lost her control over you, she turns to lies and manipulation. Now, I'm not saying Phil's a good guy. That's not my argument. I'm saying that Andi thought Phil was a great guy. Andi owes a lot to Phil. Andi's career was made by Phil. And then suddenly we're just supposed to give her a pass on everything she does that's just like Phil? SG Anon lives in Owensboro. That's correct. And when she thinks she's lost control of you, she turns to lies and manipulation to keep anyone else from discovering who she really is and paints you to be the bad guy. A lot of people fell for this who trusted her and looked up to her. When she met Phil, a person she admired, she did anything she could to prove to him how invaluable she could be to him. She proudly told him of her ability to be able to set up a website for him, several businesses, and be able to manage them. This, if we have anybody to thank for all of Phil's business ventures, we can look right at Andi. Right, setting up the website, setting up his website, setting up the 7K, setting up all those websites. She proudly told him of her ability to set up websites for him for several businesses and be able to manage them. This worked well in the beginning, but as time went on, she realized that she was losing control. She began to spin out of control. She convinced her members of a business she was running that she could do it bigger and better than Phil could, that they would be more successful if she could get out of his shadow. Unfortunately, for the thousands of people who depended on her, this was not the case. She tried multiple ways to continue to grow, and each one resulted in failure, all the while lying to people and telling them about the progress she was making. She became obsessed, resorting to a mass email campaign based on data dumps. Now, this is something I've got to look into. So Andi came with all these leads for her people. And it was a mass emailing campaign to email all these people. And it says that it was based on data dumps obtained from an online database that was supposedly from a hacker. Like they just bought a bunch of email addresses from a hacker. She thought her members could use these cold leads to generate business. Luckily, people were skeptical of this, and in the end, it was Andy who was scammed by the company she hired. So apparently she got all these emails and none of them were good for any business. Over a year later, not 1 ounce of progress has been made, leaving everyone wondering what's going on. People lost faith. She employed the help of a friend to help her build this website. He was in a vulnerable state financially and emotionally, and she preyed on that. Their late-night business calls turned into drunken ramblings. He was said to be uncomfortable with these meetings because she was married and would make flirtatious advances on him. This is when she developed feelings for her friend. She's married, by the way. Their relationship began on a lie. She knew he was close to other people, and once again, she used that to her advantage. Out of jealousy, she drew him in, meeting up out of town to party. Rumor has it, although married, they shared a hotel room during one of these parties. That weekend marked the end of many relationships. It was a weekend. This is from people in her own business. I don't know if this is true or not. This is just people sending me shit when I mention it. That weekend marked the end of many relationships. It was a weekend fueled by alcohol, gossip, and poor decisions. Ultimately, he decided he could not work with her because he felt so uncomfortable with their conversations. Months were spent under the guise of a business relationship, but he grew frustrated with the lack of business getting done and increased flirtations. On one occasion, Andy met a man from the UK. She cozied up to him under the guise of helping him. She found in him someone who would listen. Late nights and hot tubs led to a newfound friendship that she maintained as her life coach, confiding in him the fragility of her marriage and her insecurities within. Where was her husband during these fun-filled adventures? He was at home taking care of the children. Trusting his wife was off on business. What actually transpired is only known to the people there, but what is known is that after she became close to these two men, her faith in her marriage was now crumbling. I don't know. Somebody else said it. As I said, Andy has to be the center of attention at all times, her voice heard over all others. As a close friend to someone of influence, she used that platform to outshine all others in her mind. When she lost that voice after betraying the man who gave it to her, she began to spread lies and hate to anyone that listened. It became an obsession. Her only focus was bringing him down. And so here's another question, right? So the three retards over on the zipper liquor, the cocaine line, and the failed 50-year-old rapper tried to point to a GoFundMe donation to someone else for $1,000 as proof of me being paid off. But within their own research, copy, and paste group, they have Andy, who's made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars directly from Phil. Kind of weird, no? Anyways. If Andy felt that you were getting more attention than her, she would make sure you were put down a notch to make her look better. She would spin stories painting you in a bad light, convincing everyone that she, again, was a victim and she was the best friend to whoever was in need of support. After the alcohol wore off and the damage was done, she will come back to you. She will never apologize for her wrongdoings, but she will explain that the reason she cut you off or belittled you was to, in her words, teach you a lesson. What was the lesson? That she is the top dog and she can make or break you with others. One disturbing instance stands out. After a friend of many people in her business passed, her friends wanted to do a live Zoom in honor of him. Now, this is a claim. Again, I need to research some of these. If you're part of Andy's downline and you want to come forward confidentially, let me know. But this is a claim. So somebody in her business passed away, okay? A friend to many of them. During a live, and the people in her downline wanted to do a Zoom in honor of him. They put together a beautiful presentation. Many people joined. Andy came on obviously drunk, as noted by many in the Zoom, took over about halfway through. At that point, she made it about her, making everyone very uncomfortable. She slurred her way through apologies to people she had wronged and other conversations that had no business being talked about publicly, especially during this event. It was very, very embarrassing. I would love to have a recording of this Zoom. It was very, very embarrassing for many. Her need to have her voice has led her down a path of destruction in not only her business life, but also her personal life. It's almost like she's got, the few times that I've engaged with her, it's almost like she's got like almost like a persecution complex. We were talking about people who have like persecution complexes for like Christianity or whatever, but she thinks somebody's always trying to fucking take her down for being this super strong, powerful woman. I don't care if you're a super strong, powerful woman or whatever you claim. I'm more worried about all the money you made helping and peddling Phil. You have almost all of that to blame for, to thank Phil for, right? And then suddenly you're like, I'm not with Phil, I'm doing my own thing. And you're on the research team? Got it. After losing her voice to the man who gave her the opportunity, the next person she cozied up to was an influencer with a reputation that at the time to publicly try to expose the lies of a former friend. I think this is about me. It says her need to have her voice has led her down a path of destruction, if not only her business life, but also her personal life. After losing her voice with the man who gave her the opportunity, which would be Phil, the next person she cozied up to was an influencer with a reputation at the time to publicly try to expose the lies of the former friend. So that must be me, maybe, or someone at Mellon, I don't know. Somebody else that exposes Phil. That relationship ended shortly thereafter, details unknown. This is a pattern. She will find a person of influence, tell them lies to build trust with her, and give her that voice back. When that relationship ends, she moves on to the next. Many of us have watched it. We now see her spiraling out of control with N.A., Nick Alvear. She was, maybe it's Nick Alvear. Maybe that's it. She was the starring member of his chat throughout January, defaming others as well as lying about Goldco and other companies, including a company she is not part of, but feels it's her duty to let everyone know it's a scam. I think she was most upset that Phil did 7K and Goldco. She wasn't nobody benefits off Goldco except for 7K. So she wanted all those leads to be 7K leads. She even said 7K has their own 401k rollover, and then she can, he could have done that, and that would have made her money, right? But no, she's mad about Goldco because that just makes Phil money. My point in writing this is to warn people to be careful who you trust. Andi is no way a victim. She's a high school mean girl who never grew up. Alcohol, hate, and a burning desire for the spotlight have created a monster. There you go. That's the claim, everybody. Which reminds me a lot of OM, doesn't it you? And they met up in person to hang out. And Oliver's mom was one of the first people that's like, hey, I trust her. I talked to her. I know what she's doing. I trust her. I trust her. And now Oliver's mom's been kicked out, or I guess Nick Alvear left her research group, and then she kicked out Script Keeper and Dr. Z. By the way, there's still all these posts about how awesome Oliver's mom is, and she's handling this, she's the best, all you pieces of shit. Remember when he called out people, and he's like, all you pieces of shit that don't like Oliver's mom could just get fucked. She's wonderful. She's this. None of them have anything to do with her now, right? None of them, they have zero to do with her. Nick Alvear left her group, the research group, and then she kicked out Nick and Script Keeper after that, right? And now she's trying to question Andi. But she was the same person telling people, I trust her, guys. I trust her now, okay? I trust her. I understand you don't trust her, but I talked to her, and I know I trust her. Yeah, you guys haven't seen the pic of them together? Hold on. If you haven't seen it, I got it, yeah. I don't actually have it. Watt has it, but I'll grab it right quick. Here you go. Andi left Phil but won't tell us the truth about all the scams he did because she was part of them. Unless she fully comes clean, she is no better than Phil. Just leaving him but still collecting the money is not okay. Now, this was on my post. This Dave person is commenting to me because I was like, Do we just trust Andy suddenly? And then Oliver's mom, Sparkle Lady, Lisa George 2, on Twitter says, I now have questions too. Why didn't you ask her while you guys were hanging out at a fucking In-N-Out Burger or wherever the fuck you're at? Why didn't you just ask her then? Good God, a face like a catcher's mitt, dude. Makes me want to throw a slider every time I see her pop up. Jesus Christ. I don't... It's broke in, I'll tell you that much. It is broke in. Ah, damn. Somebody should have used some leather conditioner on that son of a bitch. It is dried out. Anyways. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm gonna be looking more about Andy. I'm interested in that. And maybe what may have not transpired between her and others, including a guy named Nate Marceau, who was the guy who originally... the claim is that Andy was taking Nate Marceau's complaints about Todd and Phil. And then... That's really her note? Yeah, that's a real picture. And basically, instead of just being like, hey, calm down, this is a business, we can't act like that, blah, she was kind of pumping him up, like getting him until she got him to the point where he was ready to just go cuss everybody out. And then, boom, that's what he did. And so basically like using Nate as his weapon. There's another claim that this Nate guy, I have no idea if this is true. I'm just telling you what's been told to me in my email inbox. You can get mad if you want. That the other claim is that there was maybe some type of relationship between her and Nate Marceau of some point. I don't know. Nate was making posts like this. Hide, call again, no one ever call me back, probably because X185 does not handle new accounts. Info cannot pay for membership from rollover funds. Self-directed IRA with new trust, $30 fee to open an account, $95 per transaction. Buy one coin for $100, $150 annual admin fee charge when first investment purchase. Rollover usually takes 5 to 10 days. Or a post like this. Soon, you will witness that 7K will be the only place to buy silver. Well, that's not true. We know that's not true, right? It's easy to... Let me say this. And there's going to be probably a more in-depth show about this. I know Sherry's been in my inbox before. I don't know about... If you have information about this, feel free to email me at coldbeerconfess@gmail.com. Coldbeerconfess, CONFESS, @gmail.com. Please put the subject as like Andy or something, somebody putting together a show. All these are claims right now, but let me end this little segment with this, right? If it's easy to turn around and say, hey, yeah, don't we all think this guy's bad after he's made you $1 million? When you still hold on to the money, you still hold on to the company, you still hold on to the income, it's a lot harder to say, hey, this guy's bad, knowing that he could make you millions of dollars and saying, nah, fuck that, right? Once she's made all the money, once she has the position, once she has the downline, thousands of people below her, it's easier to be like, yeah, fuck that guy, I don't need him anymore. But you did. The whole way up, you needed him. And you patted him on the back, and you co-signed everything he said, and you told people about his intel, and you told people about the stuff he was sharing. You said on a live stream and told me personally that you knew when Phil said he was putting up the billboards for 7K medals, you knew that was a fucking lie and didn't tell a soul until a year later. It's easy once you've made it to the top to be like, yeah, I don't need that fucking guy anymore. Fuck him. But what about when you did need him? What about when you rode him to the top? When you co-signed on everything he said, everything he did? And now everybody's just supposed to be like, she's a good guy now. She sells 7K in a good way. There's no good way to sell it. And other people jumping on the bandwagon saying, I have questions now too. Now, I do not think, I might be misremembering, but didn't Phil have the 7K only place to buy at some point? which would be where Nate got that info from. Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard that or not. I think it's weird. I think it's very weird. I do not think that she hacked anything. I don't think she shut anything down. I don't think she catfished anybody. I don't think she intentionally did something to his website or whatever. I mean, Phil asked her for all the passwords to all the websites, and I don't know if she gave them to him or not. But it seemed like he didn't have access to those websites for a while. So this is where we're at so far. What do you guys think? I don't think she gets a pass. I don't think she gets to hold on to the downline, to the money, to the support, to her name. If she didn't have Phil, would anybody know who the fuck Andy is? But now she plays her name as a marketing ploy to sell more 7K. Nobody would know who the fuck she was without Phil. Nobody. But now she wants to talk about how bad Phil is. It's just so weird. I was watching Gold Rush on Discovery, and one of the dozer operators wearing a 7K hoodie. Oh, no. They might be invested in it, to be honest with you. Some of those guys have a lot of money. You know, what I don't like about it is it seems so faked, right? The way it's put together, it's clearly faked. But also, the first season of Gold Rush, they were talking about like, hey, they either find gold or they lose everything. They're going to lose their homes or their families. They're going to be poor and homeless. But really, they were paying some of those guys like $30,000 an episode to film, right? There was no, we got, like, you can see them like getting these fake fights where they're like in arguments. They're like, you don't understand. I won't be able to feed my family and you're not doing your job, John. What am I supposed to tell my kid when he needs milk and you're over here dicking off playing on your phone? But really, they were paying like a ton of money, right? From Discovery Channel, obviously. Like you just got to expect that, right? Discovery Channel is going to pay on money for appearing. They have to. Yeah, it didn't matter if they found anything. They were going to be very, very, very wealthy. The thing I do like about it is the show went to follow that fat guy, Todd Hoffman. It went to follow that fat guy, Todd Hoffman, but the biggest star that came out of the show was fucking Parker. I like Parker. He seems like a cool guy. The biggest star that came out of the show was Parker, the young kid whose grandpa owned the mine like up the road, who had to come bail him out all the time. Like at the time he was like 15 or 16, he would have to come show them how to run their own equipment. They're like 40, 50-year-old men. And he's like, that's not, let me show you. The guy who pitched the idea to Discovery, if you're talking about Todd Hoffman has a really, really weird past. Do you guys know that he also sings? He makes music, apparently. He's got some he's got some music out there. Let's see if we get any of it playing. Oh, keep playing. Don't stop on my account. You'll see him in a minute. There he is.
We're talking away. I don't know what.
You just resubscribed for 21
months. You're almost to 2 years now.
To say, I'll say it.
They're all the Discovery. I really like. Look, I'm probably the minority. I understand that. I understand that most people, whether they realize it or not, they like the drama part, right? They want to see drama. They want to see fights and arguments. I would have been fine if they just showed me the technical part. Like, this is how a trauma works. This is how you catch gold. This is how much they found. This is how much they spent. This is how much fuel cost. But I understand other people need it. But I was just in it for like did they find any gold? What's the gold price going? I wonder how much fuel they spent on all those trucks and that, the wash plant running and shit.
Anyway, today's another day.
Oh, Todd Hoffman. A cover by Todd Hoffman, Christian Pond, Ryan Stadler, Jason Snell, and that's a long band name, Todd. Season 2023, Dozer Blows. My dad really liked Gold Rush. A lot of the drama stuff he thought was real. I didn't really correct him, but it was pretty good. He does a lot of covers. Todd Hoffman. He seems like the type of guy that's tried to be famous his entire life, and he finally found something to pitch to him. Oh no! Oh no! They're all him. Oh well, you could have done a better job of this. Don't Let the Sun cover, Stained, Everything Changes cover, Behind the Scenes with Jagua Boys and Bubba Sparks. The Todd Hoffman seems to have like a weird past too. You guys ever seen the Duck Dynasty guys before they were famous? You know how the Duck Dynasty, their big thing is how country they are and their beards and blah, blah, blah. You know, they grew up looking like this. That's them. That's the Duck Dynasty guys growing up. I know they got a persona that their TV show gave them or whatever, but that wasn't them. That's not them. That's not who they were right up until they were trying to pitch a channel, right? That's the Duck Dynasty guys with their mom. It scripts better when everybody's got a beard and everybody's retarded and Southern, but somehow they just keep making tons of money and no one knows what the fuck's going on. Here's one of them in a family portrait. Hold on. Here's some family portraits of them. Hold on. So there they are. That's what they look like when they're on TV, right? There's some older pictures of them in the service. There's the mullet gang. Look out. Where's that one family picture? Phil and Kay is a young couple on Today. There they are. Even more grown up, but still without beards. There's a prom photo. I don't know. Beards and Bacon were just selling them. Jace and Missy and their kids sporting a slot beard in the younger picture, but it's pretty much clean shaven compared to today. Here's this picture is kind of interesting. Like that's one of the brothers. On the far right, Jace. That's Jace. They never were the persona that the TV show kind of made them, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like the beach photos kind of show that they were more like a bunch of people from a frat, a bunch of guys from a frat, than they were this hardcore duck. I don't know why beards sell, but there you go. Beards sell. If you're just tuning in, I don't know why I'm banned from Facebook. People keep asking me. I don't know. So Todd Hoffman, his family owned an airport, right? His family had owned an airport. Gold went through the market. He was kind of already planning on doing. Him and his dad had done a little bit of mining stuff. There's just a bunch of stuff going on. But it seemed like he's a fucking idiot, first of all, in gold mining. But it didn't matter, right? It didn't matter because they were paying him like $80,000 an episode because he was a star. It didn't matter if he knew about gold mining or not. It was to make a TV show. It had nothing to do with gold mining. It was what it was. There was something else I was going to say. Anyways, we're going to go deeper into Andy. We're going to see what's going on there. It seems like there's more than meets the eye, if you know what I'm saying. There was somebody that sent me something the other day that I was going to play, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, the 107 video. We played that one, though. Was there another one that I was supposed to play and I never did? I had the video of the guy that was suing the... Uh-oh. I didn't realize that Brad sent me some stuff. Most of what I need last week. Made you PNG and found all the Griff's headshots. Can you throw them in shared? Oh, okay. Okay, I got a message from Brad, but I just now saw it. There's something else I was going to show, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, you guys remember? Here's what it was. Rob P sent it to me. You guys remember Professor Toto and how we covered him and his insurance scams? He's basically been a grifter for years. He was basically scamming insurance policies for like children and shit. We went in depth into it. He's got charges. He's a convicted felon.
Dollamore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollamore. Look,
Jesse
I'm
Dollamore.
becoming a guy who just about every week does videos about these grifters, these liars, these sinister charlatans in the white Christian nationalist movement, these evangelical bombastic morons, these gentle
This is how I'm gonna start dressing like this for my shows.
men and women who contend that they are prophets of the Almighty God, that they speak for God. I guess I'll just break it out here. They have their bat phone to Jesus. Vile filth. It's not just ourselves, it's also racist. Much of what they do is predicated on fear and loathing, hatred of outgroups, adherence to some of the most debunked ideas that as a civilization we've ever confronted. And Shane Vaughn is one of these characters. He is
Shane Vaughn is Professor Toto. You can see why he changed his name.
just a buffoon, a convicted criminal, fraudulently. I don't know all of the details of his sordid past, but it is certainly not emblematic of what you would think when you picture a man of God, a man of the cloth, someone who is a shepherd of a flock of individuals, someone who counsels the downtrodden and looks out for those in need. He's a hateful, virulent racist. And it's not, this is one of those things, well, you call everybody racist. Racist doesn't mean anything anymore. Just call everybody racist. When you're calling Ketanji Brown Jackson, the newest member of the Supreme Court, black woman, monkey lips and Jumanji lips and monkey.
And those are all true things. You can't say this monkey lipped looking bitch. Like that's probably a little far, right?
Minded, and you portend to be a man of God, someone who speaks for Jesus Christ or God the Father. It's blasphemy. Because you are, well, there's scriptures all over the Bible that talk about not to call your brother a fool, and there's all kinds of stuff that he could be just easily at his fingertips, learning that what he's doing is hateful and divisive. But he doesn't care because that's, in fact, we're gonna blur all of his links for give me money, all of his QR codes and all of that, because I don't want to promote his nonsense. I want to talk about the dangerous ideas because he has a following. He wouldn't do this if it wasn't effective. If he didn't have an audience, just like me. If no one watched this.
There was a sex crime, I thought. So there was something, I was able to find some old newspaper articles where basically he was, I don't know if he was post-dating insurance policies or helping people do fraudulent insurance policies, after somebody dies or something. But he went down for insurance fraud, and he was an agent. So, like, he was doing something to help people defraud insurance companies back in the day.
I would go find something else to do because I'm not here just to talk to myself. It may seem like that sometimes. I just scream it into the night.
Well, I'm kind of here to talk to myself, so I resent that.
Into a camera, but people watch this. I believe I'm having an impact, just like he does. Let's start with this first clip. Prepare yourself.
Nobody watches mine. I'm irrelevant.
This is hateful. This is vile. This is anti-black propaganda. This goes back to racist tropes that we've heard throughout the entire history of slavery and Jim Crow.
The child's identity. You're right. That's what he did. He stole a child's identity for insurance fraud. That's what it was.
And every other racist period in this country. And apparently it didn't stop. It's still going strong today with absolute assholes like Shane Vaughn. Listen to this.
See, the problem is Jumanji Jungle, Judge Jumanji Jungle Lips. The problem with it is
Judge Jumanji Jungle Lips. Imagine Judge Jumanji Jungle Lips.
yes, yeah, because what's coming out of her lips is monkey sense, not common sense. It's jungle monkey sense pouring out of your liberal lips. And
Dude, this is 100% racist. This 100. Nobody wants to hear your monkey language. Hoo hoo aha, monkey lady. Wow.
you are a curse to this nation. You are a rodent in our republic. Your mindset is messed up. It is the enemy of the people.
That's how you got to start. Even guys, what's the guy's name? The preacher in Tennessee. Damn it, I can't think of his name. Even he was sharing some of it. Greg whatever. Even he was sharing Professor Toto shit. So was Brad.
Disrobe yourself.
Greg Locke.
Because you have dishonored yourself.
Well, once again, thanks to right-wing watch.
Disrobe yourself.
In our republic, liberal lips, and you are a curse to this nation. You are a rodent in our republic. Your mindset is messed up. It is the enemy of the people. Disrobe yourself. Because
Wait. I just had a flashback. What grifter's wife went on Dr. Phil for having sex with one of the students.
I got a small dick, but wait till it get home. She gonna be like, damn.
Hope this keeps the laughs on and the laughs coming. Hands down, you are one of my favorite. Thank you very much, The Herald. Thank you very much for that. What grifter's wife went on Dr. Phil, his glory dude? Yeah, Steve Harvey, and she was having sex with one of her students. His glory. And Scott McKay got pissed because he was a Marine and said that I was attacking the Marine Corps because we found out his wife was sleeping with one of her students. Jesus Christ.
You have dishonored yourself.
That's been a long time ago.
Well, once again, thanks to Right Wing Watch, they do amazing work. Look, just as a little plug for them, there's no way that I could have a job.
Yeah, a mentally challenged student.
Where this is the content that I'm consuming day after day after day. It is a public service. If you have a few dollars that you want to support Right Wing Watch, there'll be a link at the very top of the description. $2, $3, $4, $5 goes a long way when they're able to marshal the size of people's audiences like mine. And they do amazing work that is to the benefit of the Republic. So please, if you do. This is hate. This is racism. Does Shane...
Does anybody know what where the name come from? Professor Toto? It sounds like a kid's cartoon character or something. Right? Like, what is Professor Toto? He's got a Rumble channel called Professor Toto's Conservative College. Let me make sure this is him. Yeah, that's what it is.
Shaved, having dirty fingernails. From
Professor Toto's Conservative College.
At the ranch all day
on
long.
Rumble.
You can find it at.
This is where we need to go.
What's the mail-in ballot?
Troll him at.
Vaughn and his cohort of charlatans and grifters and money-grabbing televangelists, do they believe that this is, are they echoing?
Brad Barton was really into this guy, like sharing a bunch of his shit.
The thoughts, the beliefs, the words, the ethos, the philosophy of Jesus Christ? They would be very hard-pressed.
Oh, of course they are.
As he sits there with the little figurine of Donald Trump molesting a flag behind him, comparing Donald Trump to Abraham Lincoln, while he says vile, hateful things.
Nobody wants to speak your monkey lip language, monkey. Wow, dude.
About the only black woman on the Supreme Court.
Wow.
It wasn't an isolated standout moment. It wasn't a slip of the tongue. Here's clip number 2. Doesn't get any better.
There's Jumanji. There's Judge Jumanji Jungle, monkey lips pouring out monkey mess in the Republic.
Wow, dude. Wow, chill out, bro. Wow, that is too loud. You guys are supposed to be undercover racists. You're not just supposed to be fully out there, bro. Wow.
2, doesn't get any better.
There's Jumanji. There's Judge Jumanji Jungle, monkey lips pouring out monkey mess in the Republic. Oh, here's your quote. There's your quote. There's your.
Your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the federal government in significant ways in the most important time period, she told a lawyer representing Louisiana, Missouri, and private plaintiffs. There's your quote from Miss Monkey Lips Monkey Language from the Monkey Jungle.
Your stupidity on display.
Dude, you ain't got to agree with their opinions, but damn.
So Shane Vaughn, the racist criminal, would have you believe that the wildly educated, accomplished, thoughtful Ketanji Brown Jackson is an idiot.
Dude.
The current sitting justice on the United States Supreme Court, who has a body of work that no other jurist on the court has.
You know,
that which no other.
I can just get in trouble over here on Twitch for like if there's a black person on screen and people in the chat are saying monkey, just the word monkey. Like I can get my channel. I lose my channel for that. This dude's like monkey lady with the monkey lips and your monkey language from the jungle, Jumanji, monkey.
Or certainly none of these conservative idiots have. She is the most qualified justice on the court, bar none. And he's calling her monkey lips and monkey brained and monkey logic, Jumanji lips, jungle this. I mean, this is hateful and pernicious, to be sure. But again, the claim that always gets made is it's not Republicans that are racist. They call everybody racist, but they're the racists.
He needs to get rid of that red phone and get the Brad Barton satellite phone.
Is this guy a Democrat? Is he repping Joe Biden? He's a Republican, just like every one of the insurrectionists was. The guy with the Confederate flag, just like all of the very fine people who marched in Charlottesville with their tiki torches and their Confederate flags and their KKK outfits. All of them, Republicans. These people are emboldened because Donald Trump has given them permission. The right has given them permission. The Republican Party is here to support them.
They're supposed to be low-key racist, not just like out in the open.
Maybe not in word, but indeed. But certainly indeed. Anyway, more of this needs to be on the tips of everyone's tongues. You need to be aware of it, that these prophets of God are liars and charlatans, and they're dangerous because they have a following. Who knows how large his audience is? It's large enough that he's putting the QR codes on the screen and the text, whatever Seattle area code number while he's living in
Direct
Louisiana.
line to God. That's
it's big enough for that. Anyway, I'd love to know. Let's mix it up in the comments. Let's have a conversation there. You can also call me at voicemail 714-576-4054. You can also email me daily at $1.
Obviously, I don't agree with this guy 100% politically, but damn.
I'd love to hear from you. Please consider supporting my work. Join button below, Patreon. But before I go talking about that, and throw a little bit of support the way of Right Wing Watch. They do amazing work that I'm not willing to do, and so many people.
Right Wing Watch, you may hate Right Wing Watch. You may think that like they share stuff that's like over exaggerated or out of context sometimes. But goddamn, if they don't catch a lot of these people, just being blatant fucking racist and pieces of shit, to be honest with you. Do they sometimes take things out of context? Sure. I can agree with that too. I've seen them take things out of context. But when you have, let's say we have 100 people and 90 of them are being overtly racist. When the 91st person who's friends with all the other 90 people says something that's like, that could kind of go either way, you kind of got to give it to them. We see who they run with, who they talk with, who they hang out with. Monkey lips. Jesus Christ, dude.
God. But when people tell me, like, you share racist stuff, how is that in line with Jesus? You go, well, Jesus is the Son of God, but he also is God, Trinitarianly speaking. So there were moments where God literally punished the king, Saul being one of them, for literally refusing to wipe out entire nations. And to this day, because of the refusal to wipe out Amalek, they still have problems with the Amalekites down the road today. We still have Arab issues.
Elijah Schaefer shares racist stuff. He says, look, God was going to kill entire nations.
Because of the Hittites, some of the other groups that even you go back even further, that they refused, that they had bashes within their offspring. So God literally was trying to prevent future problems by bringing judgment that seemed cruel. When people tell me, like,
it seemed cruel, but you know, God does it, so we can do it. These guys are wild, dude. I'm over on Right Wing Watch's page right now. Nick Fuentes joined the debate, and so did the Daily Wire CEO Jeremy Boring. Nick opined Jews shouldn't hold political office in the U.S., and Ben Shapiro should say Christ is king. Boring says, I listen to your show quite often. I think you're one of the most talented people out there. What?
To say, I get where you're coming from, but my strong position is just that we got to put America first. America's got to be a Christian country. And as long as guys like Shapiro cannot say Christ is king and they refuse to say America first, I think it's notable. Ben Shapiro has never uttered those words. I don't think they should have leadership in America. So, I mean, people can say, well, I don't like what you say about this and that. I don't like that guys like Shapiro will not say Christ is king, America first. I think they forfeit their ability to lead. I would never listen to somebody that can't say those things because, I mean, those things are really the foundation of wisdom, which is the love of God, which, as you say, goes through the.
So let's talk about this Christ is king thing because everybody's whining about it online. There's nothing wrong with saying Christ is king. There's nothing wrong with anybody saying Christ is king. You can say it. You can say it in my chat if you want to. The problem is that people are hijacking it. So what came out was like racists are using this as a racist term. I don't care if everybody in my chat every day says Christ is king. But if somebody that's Jewish is trying to speak and 100 people are yelling Christ is king so you can't hear what they're fucking saying, they're literally using that to attack their religion because they are still they don't believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, right? You're using that to shout them down. The same way the word monkey isn't racist, but if a black person starts talking and everybody starts making fucking monkey noises to where you can't hear them, it's being used in a racist context. 100%. 100%. You could take any word, and if you only yell it at a certain group of people, that's the way you're fucking using it. So when we're talking about this, Candace Owens is like, I can't believe they would say something as American and as Christian as Christ is king. It's a racist word and nobody should use it. That's not what they said. People are literally using that phrase to attack Jewish people on purpose using that phrase to shut them down, to discredit them, to spam their fucking chat the same way we wouldn't let somebody use the word monkey against a black person to spam them, to shout them down, to go over top them. They're using it in a hateful way. There's nothing wrong inherently with the phrase. Like there's nothing wrong inherently with the word monkey. There are monkeys that exist. But when you use that to try to silence somebody, you're obviously hijacking it for other means.
Son, as we all know, can only go through Jesus, and oikophilia, which is, your love of your home, your love of your homeland that you reside in, not some other homeland. So I just want to get that across to you. It's kind of a strange circumstance that we're talking, but that's how I feel about it.
And I'll say this, Nick, that I listen to your show quite often.
That's Jeremy Boring. That's the CEO of the Daily Wire.
I think you're one of the most talented people out there, and I'm very concerned about some of the things that you're saying. I wish.
Well, so that is true. He did say, I think you're one of the most talented people out there, but he follows that up with, I'm concerned about what you're saying. So I don't think that was as bad as the headline made it sound.
I think that you're a very gifted communicator, and so it's hard for me to imagine that you consistently miscommunicate. I'll the floor back to all the people who actually came on here to talk to each other.
Well, if I may, I'd like to jump in here. First off, Jeremy, thank you for coming in to speak, especially after the discourse the past couple of days. In charity towards Nick, I've heard a number of the more outrageous things that he said.
Anyways, if you're using any phrase, you could use anything. It's the same way that people hijack the number 1488 is not inherently racist, but everybody knows what it means, right? The 14 words and 88 for HH for Hitler, Hell Hitler. Like the number is not inherently racist, but when we start screaming it at people or putting in their comments over and over and over and over and over and over again, you're obviously doing it for a reason. I don't know. There's so many crazy, over the top, crazy people. I cannot believe Professor Toto was just out here screaming monkey lips and shit. That is wild, dude. That is just wild. Anyways, I got one more for you that I just saw someone share a little bit ago. Let me see if I can find it. Then we'll hop off here. I hope you guys enjoyed your Easter. Hope you guys had a good day. I just saw somebody share a Derek. Okay, here it is from Not Sherry. Here's Derek Johnson's evolution since he went viral.
I'm going to tell you, by law, military law, and federal law, how Donald Trump is still your president.
Still the president. By law and by military law. This is how he went viral right here. Donald Trump is still the president. Everybody was looking for hope. They thought Joe Biden was going to hand us over to the Chinese like Atsuko. Atsuko was literally there waiting. She's like, "Where you're giving me America or what? I've got somewhere to be later. I'm taking my mother out to lunch." And everybody was looking for something, and he's like, Donald Trump is still president by law and by military law.
By regulations and by operations. Yes, I said it. I'm about to show you how Donald John Trump...
Military law, Trump is still president.
That's correct. On January 20th.
That's correct. Military law, Trump is still president. That's correct.
He stepped down as president. He stepped up as commander-in-chief.
Oh, okay. Well, you just said something. He said, military law, Trump is still president. And you said he stepped down as president and stepped up as CIC. That seems weird.
Two separate laws, two separate roles, two separate duties. Commander-in-chief Trump, he's not president. He was never...
He's not president. So now he's not president. He's commander-in-chief.
Commander-in-chief Trump, he's not president. He was never president because he was...
He was never president. So you went from Trump is still your president under laws and orders, and I can prove that to you, to he stepped down as president and he became commander-in-chief, to now he was never president?
Chief Trump, he's not president. He was never president because he was a military operation. He's what they call a continuation of government. It was a continuation of government from 2017 to 2021. That was a cog in itself, a military operation. And then what people have seen from the January 20, what they thought was an inauguration was a military funeral service. But from that day forward.
So who has been the president?
Is also a continuation of government. But President Trump had to be
continuation on top of continuation. Got it.
Seen in a presidential forum for the people to dismantle this federal corporation, because they had done a military operation from the get-go. Then some people would have considered it like a hostile takeover, a military takeover.
Absolutely. If what you're claiming is true, that's 100% a fucking coup, right? The military behind the scenes took over our fucking nation and installed who they wanted to be president, regardless of what the people wanted. Yeah, that's a coup.
Takeover, and they didn't want that either, based on history. So, this is really crazy to think about. But the first 4 years and what we're living in right now is a cog. Technically, Donald Trump has 8 years of eligibility for presidential service if he wanted.
If he wants to. So right now, Donald Trump has never been your president, and he could technically run for 8 years if he wanted to. If he wanted to. Thank you very much, and we appreciate it, Derek Johnson.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
There you go. Guys, thank you all for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. The few donations we got coming in, I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the show. Make a contribution at coldbeer.fund. That's how we keep the show going. Greatly appreciate it. That's how we pay the bills around here. Thank you for the donations coming tonight. That was awesome. I just wanted to hang out with you for a little bit. I got kind of sidetracked trying to figure out if there was a fire at my house or not. Mariah claims that she heard or she smelled smoke. So I'm going to go check that out. You guys have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow with the regular full show, hopefully on time. And we will see you guys on the next one. Love you, see you, bye. That's right. When I told people Derek Johnson wasn't going to Gitmo and he wasn't even invited to Gitmo, he would never get there. He called me a liar, said I didn't know what I was talking about. I wonder why he hasn't been there yet. See you guys.
I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see.
If you have any information on Andi, you've ever been in her downline, you've been around her, information that you're willing to put pen to paper, coldbeerconfess@gmail.com. Coldbeerconfess@gmail.com. Putting together a show to just ask some questions to see what's going on over there.
Okay, Scott. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing.
Andi also is actively looking to buy dinar. If you guys know anywhere she can get some Iraqi dinar, this is not a joke. She is looking to buy Iraqi dinar because she said better safe than sorry.
Sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord.
Got to do the reevaluation.
Fucking profits who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quit.
It's a nice place.
Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know.
Coldbeer.fund.fund. Send me your money. That way you don't lose it when the markets and banks collapse.
You know that stage is set.
Hello.
Love, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? What? I'll get my files. What are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This mom's an alcoholic. Give me a...
We were discussing over in Telegram today the NCAA championship. I guess they're down to the Final Four now. I saw
you know that stage is set.
I saw Tennessee got put out today. I don't really watch it. Maybe like when March Madness, usually the highlights though, just see what's going on. But I was scanning through and saw Tennessee play and started watching it. I really want to move back to Discord, but I don't know if people will be part of that or not. So we'll see.
Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat.
I like Discord better than I like Telegram.
Doing so well. It's all over. Hands up.
Yeah, NC State beat Duke. Purdue beat Tennessee.
No damn reason.
So we'll see. Have a good night, guys. Love you. See you. Bye.
Ninth inning, second string, and they acting like they know hitters. Ass on slow and bullshit, and runs to the shitter. All this nonsense.